Hello, and welcome to SCAN's Community Connections. For our first segment today, Gilda Rogers, Executive Director of the T. Thomas Fortune Cultural Center in Red Bank, gave us some history about Mr. Fortune and his contributions to African American culture during the early 1900s. Mr. Fortune was a journalist and freedom fighter post-Reconstruction.
The T. Thomas Fortune House, also known as Maple Hill, is a historic house in Red Bank, New Jersey. Built in the mid-19th century, it was the home of Timothy Thomas Fortune, a leading African-American journalist and civil rights advocate.
T. Thomas Fortune was a journalist. He was born into slavery in 1856 in Marianna, Florida. Obviously, he was freed by the Emancipation Proclamation.
Fortune was a champion for social justice. He became one of the most influential American journalists and newspaper publishers of the 19th and 20th centuries.
T. Thomas Fortune came to Red Bank, New Jersey, and the two stories that we've discovered was one, that he was looking for a home in the country, and his friend Louis Somerset, who lived here, said you should come to Red Bank.
He began a process whereby over the next 2 decades, he would become known as editor and owner of a newspaper named first the New York Globe, the New York Freeman in 1884, and the latter of which was renamed the New York Age.
Fortune's newspaper, the New York Age, actually rivaled the New York Times.
These experiences would be the start of a career where Fortune would go on to have his work published in over 20 books, along with articles and more than 300 editorials. The Fortune House, which the family had then moved out of, changed owners and remained vacant and dilapidated. In 1976, it was recognized as a National Historic Landmark. After being historically renovated and preserved, it is now known as the T. Thomas Fortune Cultural Center, owned by a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving and promoting Fortune's legacy of activism and community involvement.
It's a National Historic Landmark, and it's only one of 2 in the state of New Jersey that's devoted to African American history and culture. We're able to continue to do the work and advocate and be what he was trying to do during his lifetime.
We can only surmise what T. Thomas Fortune would think about the world today. To schedule a tour of the T. Thomas Fortune Cultural Center, please call 732-383-5483. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
At the Save Green Project from New Jersey Natural Gas, we're bringing you rebates and incentives, including 0% APR financing, right on your natural gas bill to help make energy efficiency affordable. And with the possibility of no upfront costs and special incentives for moderate income customers, investing in equipment upgrades doesn't have to be out of reach. Go to SaveGreenProject.com for details on available rebates and incentives to help you upgrade to energy-efficient HVAC and water heating equipment. You could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in incentives for seal-up and insulation fixes. In the long run, you could be saving money on your energy bills too. Visit us at SaveGreenProject.com. That's SaveGreenProject.com.
If the black dog of depression makes you feel like the saddest soul on earth, you're not alone. Around 350 million people share this debilitating but treatable condition. If you're worried about someone, ask if they're okay. If you're not doing so well yourself, ask for help. There is no shame in doing so. The only shame is missing out on life. So get help, be helped, and always hold on to hope.
Hello and welcome to Community Connections. I'm Jim Cook, and today we're doing a little something different with Community Connections. We're taking the people who actually put this show together here at SCAN, and we're doing our own unscientific, scientific taste test, blind taste test of marinara sauce.
Right.
So with me today is Andrea Tarr, who most of you know is the communications director. Did I get that right? Okay, that's SCAN. And a SCAN member, Lorraine, I'll get this right, Egan.
No,
Agin.
It's not that hard.
I know, okay. Anyway, this is Lorraine. Welcome, Lorraine. I want to thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
Like I said, we're going to do a little marinara sauce and talk about anything you want to talk about related to marinara sauce,
related
okay?
to
Yeah, we're not that freeform, okay? So today I have 3 different brands of marinara sauce, and I want to keep saying marinara sauce because I usually call it spaghetti sauce. I'm not that cosmopolitan. Anyway, these are available in local grocery store. I actually got them at ShopRite. And one is a store brand, one is a private label brand, and one is an organic brand. Okay? So I have them labeled A, B, and C, so we all have the same. What's the word that these again?
Ramekins.
Ramekin at the same time.
Oh, a
okay? Yes, that's the word. And what we're going to do is we're going to taste these and write down some notes. And we're going to do things like a rating for taste, color, texture, the general appearance, the aroma, and maybe if you taste the spice or you don't taste the spice. I want to know what you think of it, okay? And then at some point later on, we'll compare our notes and see what we get, all right? So let's taste A. Everybody, there should be a little label that'll say A on it.
A.
And this is warm, okay? It's not hot, it's just warm. You take as much as you want.
We're going to talk about it after?
No, we can talk about it right now.
Has a good color.
It's not bad. Yeah, I like the color.
Okay, this is A, good color. Well, they're all kind of the same
Yeah,
color.
the color really doesn't change much for me, but, all right, so A has, for me, a good color, but I'm not tasting anything, to be honest with you. It kind of tastes bland to me, kind of flat. I like that word, flat. I don't know if it's
Doesn't
correct
have a
terminology.
lot of seasoning or spices.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
It's bland.
Bland, okay. But, you know,
But let me just say, I also feel a slight bitterness
as an aftertaste,
Aftertaste.
from the tomatoes. Like,
acidity?
A little too acidic.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Just,
Now, there are some nice chunks, small though they be. I guess that's tomato and
Makes it
onion.
marinara, right?
Yeah.
well, I see, I believe,
I mean, there's not a
Some
lot, but there's
onions
enough
in
in there,
here.
yeah, that you could taste it.
yeah.
Maybe
But
a little pepper.
I do find it acidic.
Acidic, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Now, you know, this is Americanized
Marinara.
marinara sauce. Thank you. Because real Italians call it something else and make it a little differently. There it's called, and I hope I get this right, alla marinara, A-L-L-A. Alla marinara. I can't do it in Italian.
Okay.
But here in the States, it's pretty basic. It's basically just tomatoes, garlic, and onions, and that's pretty much it. In Italy, they would probably die if we served this to them. They like a little
Jar
zippier.
sauce,
Yeah,
right.
jar sauce. They like a little zippier, and I'm sure any good Italian would not buy it. They would make it. And generally, the addition of the tomatoes, they also put in capers, olives, and some wine. How can you go wrong with wine? Yeah, how can you go wrong with wine?
No, you
okay?
can't go wrong. Yeah.
And most people will say that the difference between marinara and spaghetti sauce is, and I wrote this down so I didn't forget it, is that marinara is an all-purpose sauce, or in the States we know it as a dipping sauce. Okay, but spaghetti or pasta sauce has a more robust flavor, and it usually has meat in it. And we're not going to get into that. Is it spaghetti gravy? Is it spaghetti sauce? For our purposes, we're just going to say sauce. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. So in Italy, like I said, they call it something different, and they typically make it with basil and oregano. And sometimes anchovies.
That turns me off.
Well, it did to me at first too, and then I realized there's a lot of things that I eat that have anchovies in it,
Right.
and I love it. An anchovy by itself, and I'll take a pass, a hard pass. So I don't know if I tasted the anchovies in this
No.
one or not, but that's the way you make
Anchovies
it.
give you that umami flavor. You don't taste the taste fish.
It's
Yeah.
a very salty taste, though.
There is a saltiness
So what
to
do
it,
you
but that's
taste
the
now?
umami.
Tell me, I don't know that phrase.
Oh,
term.
God. Okay, so.
Reader's Digest version.
Well, it's like they're salty, they're sweet,
Mm-hmm.
but umami is just like full flavored.
Oh,
Depth
okay.
depth of flavor.
Okay.
That's how
all right.
I would describe
What are
it.
some of the things that you find that anchovies are put in, besides having them on pizza, which I will not order?
A1 sauce? Did you know
Yeah,
that?
I think it's in more things than
More
you
than
even
you realize, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mostly
but
sauces.
a lot of
or
sauces.
But
Yes.
it's been sort of
Mellowed out?
melted down, so
Okay.
you're not getting like a piece of fish. If you put an anchovy in hot oil, it would just basically disintegrate,
Disappear, yeah.
and you would just get the flavor, the umami.
I have to
Okay,
remember
So
that.
this was
that was it.
A,
A,
and like I said, it kind of tastes a little flat to me.
So-
Now, another interesting thing is
Where's my
in
B?
Italy, people tend to use marinara sauce because it's bland or blander than other sauces that are traditional. They put this on meat and fish when they want the flavor of the meat or the fish to stand out. Okay? So keep that in mind. Let's try B.
So it's a nice red,
It's the
and
one.
I feel like it's a little bit watery, just visually. What do you think?
It does look more watery.
Little watery?
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to have as many chunks as the first one. I mean, they're
Right.
there, but they're much
They're
smaller.
Finer. It's-
Finer, yeah. I found a piece of basil. The color seems to me to be the same in all.
It's not acidic like the other one. It is watery.
It's tart, though. I find it tart. No?
You know what? Let me try it again. It's you know what? I'm gonna change my mind. There is an aftertaste. There is some acidity to this
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
When I mean, this may not be scientific either, but when I take this, I do just like I do with wine. I kind of let it sit on my tongue for a minute, mush it around. I don't just swallow it down. I don't know if you want to do that or not.
Well, that's how you should taste.
That's how you taste
anything.
everything, yeah. And
But
I'm
visually,
not tasting a whole lot on my
visually
tongue.
you get a good feeling about this
Yeah.
because it is watery, and I felt like it tastes. You know, it didn't have a lot of texture. There, I mean, you can see there's crushed tomatoes in here, but it's not exciting.
No.
Exactly.
That's
That's
my-
a good
Yeah.
word, but it's just not.
It's not exciting.
And like I said to you off camera, if someone offered me this, the highest praise I could give you is, yes, I'll have more. If someone offered me this, I'd take a pass.
Yeah.
No, thank you, it was
No
nice,
more.
but that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
And the ingredients here, I guess it's tomato and onion, a little basil. They're in there, but they're very finely chopped.
Well, you're getting a commercial product.
Yeah.
You know, if you were making it at home, you'd probably have chunks of things.
I'm leaving a little pieces of skin, too, in my mouth afterwards.
Let's
Whereas
try
Okay.
letter C.
Usually just
and see
want
what
a
we
chunk
come
of
up with.
tomato, not the skin.
So C is
Thick.
thicker, just visually much thicker.
Much thicker,
And
yes.
big
I
chunks
feel
of
like
tomato.
I see. Yeah, not watery. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
And this feels like it would stick to your pasta.
Yes. Or my,
Ribs?
I was thinking more
I think I'm
mozzarella
getting
sticks.
pieces of garlic.
Yeah, I noticed the garlicky taste also. Now, if you find that you buy sauce and you need to thicken it up because sometimes, like some of these here, are a little thin, I've heard people put in anything from mashed potatoes to make it thicker.
I hope
think I
those
would-
people don't
yeah.
invite me over.
But you know what? We won't get into that. We will be back in, say 30 seconds or so, and then we'll put our heads together, see what we came up with, and see who's the winner, okay?
Okay,
I
sounds
thank you
good.
much.
Yeah, sounds
We'll
good.
be right back. Hope you do too.
At the Save Green Project from New Jersey Natural Gas, we're bringing you rebates and incentives, including 0% APR financing, right on your natural gas bill to help make energy efficiency affordable. And with the possibility of no upfront costs and special incentives for moderate income customers, investing in equipment upgrades doesn't have to be out of reach. Go to SaveGreenProject.com for details on available rebates and incentives to help you upgrade to energy-efficient HVAC and water heating equipment. You could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in incentives for seal-up and insulation fixes. In the long run, you could be saving money on your energy bills too. Visit us at SaveGreenProject.com. That's SaveGreenProject.com.
If the black dog of depression makes you feel like the saddest soul on earth, you're not alone. Around 350 million people share this debilitating but treatable condition. If you're worried about someone, ask if they're okay. If you're not doing so well yourself, ask for help. There is no shame in doing so. The only shame is missing out on life. So get help, be helped, and always hold on to hope.
Welcome back. We have been doing a taste test on marinara sauce, and my fellow victims are Lorraine and Andrea. Thank you.
I noticed you didn't say my last name.
No,
this
I'm not
time.
getting into that one. I'm horrible with name pronunciation. Anyway, we've been doing marinara sauce, and I think we're ready to come up with our winners and losers. But before we got into that, I just want to take a minute and say, if you're like me and you buy marinara sauce on a shelf out of a jar, you want to doctor it up, kind of like semi-homemade. And some of the things that I would throw in there, besides wine, I mean, that would be my first thing, would be red pepper flakes or olive oil, basil. What would you throw in?
Oh, you could add some more garlic,
Okay.
maybe some fresh parsley, some basil, mushrooms.
I wouldn't think of mushrooms.
Wow.
Okay.
I like mushroom sauce. I like mushrooms.
I like mushrooms too, but
And I think
my
they-
family doesn't, so
Oh,
mushrooms
right.
is
No mushroom.
a
Now-
definite no on my
Olives,
end.
I would put
Oh,
olives.
I love olives.
Would
Black
you
olives.
use,
Yeah.
I know you would be, you would use fresh or the freeze-dried herbs and spices?
Well, if I had fresh, I would use fresh, but if
Okay.
I didn't, but fresh parsley has a very distinct flavor, much better
But I
than,
think that would really zoom it up a
Yeah.
little bit.
Right.
And
even just red pepper flakes.
yeah, red pepper
Make
flakes,
it a lot more
I
premium.
never run out of those. Again, most people here in the States don't use this for, well, they use it for everything, that's the problem, okay? And most of us know it as a dipping sauce for mozzarella sticks, zucchini sticks, or my favorite, a meatball sandwich,
Right.
But let's see what we thought of the three that we tried. Okay, we're going to
Okay.
go with A first. Myself, I thought it looked good. It had a nice color to it.
I
It
thought
did.
it had good color.
Yeah.
But the basic word that came up time and again was bland and flat.
Acidic.
J-
We
Right.
said it was
And
acidic.
somebody said acidic, yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
were-
it was too acidic.
Like a bitter, like the tomatoes.
So all in all, it would not be my first choice.
No,
And
no, mine either.
I'm going to tell you which one that is. This is A. This is Bowl and Basket from ShopRite.
ShopRite's.
Okay.
Okay.
ShopRite's own, right?
ShopRite's own brand, yes. I don't know who makes it. It's not ShopRite, certainly, but it is available under the ShopRite name. And it says here, this one has Barolo, or B-A-R-O-L-O wine.
Barolo
Barolo wine. But I didn't taste any wine.
I didn't get a
yeah.
feeling of that.
I
But
didn't
it says it's made with Italian tomatoes, onions, garlic, and bold wine, and extra virgin olive oil. But I
Okay.
tasted nothing. It just, the acid, that was it,
it
okay?
was
But
it was definitely lacking something.
that was the first one we did, A, and I would think that would be third place.
Yeah.
Now, in second place, which was, we started B, it was a little watery.
No, it was very watery.
Okay,
I think
very-
it was very
yeah.
watery.
It was the consistency was fine. It wasn't as chunky. It was fine chunk.
Right, there were
It's
fine
very
ingredients in it.
Tomatoes
I could see
versus-
the tomatoes, but they were very fine in there.
Right.
It was.
And the taste wasn't bad. It's nothing to rave over, but it wasn't bad.
I also felt that B had a bit of an
Aftertaste.
acidic component
Okay.
in the aftertaste
Yeah,
as well.
I
You
noted
got
an
that too? All
aftertaste
right.
on that as
so
well.
that's 2 for the
And I was
aftertaste.
imagining it on a plate of pasta that it would just fall right off.
There'd be
because
no zip to that
It was
meal.
so watery
Yeah.
because it was so
You
watery.
want something to stick to the
Yeah,
pasta.
exactly.
Okay.
Not just
All right,
cover
well,
it
that
and
would
lay
be
on the plate.
B, which is the organic brand. It's called, what is it called? It's called Ethnic Cottage Jersey Tomato Sauce, and it's gluten-free, has no added sugar, it's
Jersey
all
tomato.
natural, and it's made with Jersey tomatoes right here in New Jersey.
I love
Okay.
Jersey
Okay.
tomatoes, but
Now, It was not bad. It's
Maybe it
nothing
just
to,
had one tomato.
it was nothing to rave over, but you know, it's out there. If you want to support local business, hey, why not? You know, so that's that. Now I think C was the hands down favorite.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah, I think
there was
we
no
all
question
liked
in my
C the
mind.
best.
Yeah,
It was a lot more chunky, and,
Yep.
and it was very pleasant to look at.
a little zippy
Visually
taste too,
much more appealing
Yeah.
right off the
and
bat.
it tasted good on your tongue.
Yeah,
You felt
it-
something in your
it
mouth.
It had a
Had a
better
good
taste.
aroma too. It was
And-
very nice.
Yeah.
And we all like something to chew.
Yeah.
It's no matter what. So this was Nanine's in the Park, which is a restaurant in Belleville, New Jersey. So this is a private label brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been to the restaurant. I had never had their sauce though, but I'd been to the restaurant. So
Did you purchase this at a store though?
yes, at a store. It is available in ShopRite and maybe some other places.
I've never noticed it on the
and
shelf. I'll have to look
yeah,
for it.
it's. I thought it was very good, and it's made in Belleville, New Jersey, and this has been going on for like 3 generations. They've been making and serving food at that location. So I think that is number 1 with a bullet. Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think,
it's
think
kind
we
of
all agree.
interesting. Just going to point out when you look at the calories per serving.
Yeah.
Nanino's is 60. This one is 55. This one is 80. I
80
wonder what's
calories,
in
wow.
there. That's.
Is there sugar? More sugar
I
than
wonder.
Well,
Felt like it needed some sugar.
it's
The-
only got 4% sugar.
the organic said that I think it had either no sugar or low
No
sugar.
sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, no added
So
sugar.
if you're looking to be vegan or you need to stay vegan, that would be a good choice. But since I'm not a vegan, I would go with this.
60 calories
yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
And
C was the best. That
yeah,
was, that was the
hands
best.
down,
of the
that was the
3.
best. So congratulations to Nanine's in the Park.
Nanine's.
Okay. I want to thank you both for being here today. It was a fun time.
It was.
Maybe we'll do
My
this again
pleasure.
someday. I hope you would come back.
I will. Thank you.
We didn't scare
Thanks
you
for
off.
having me. No, not
Depends
at
what
all.
you're tasting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks for visiting with us. If you have an idea, let us know here at SCAN. Just drop us a note, and who knows, we might get to do it. Again, I thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It was fun.
Thank
Hope
you.
to see you again next time at Community Connections.